Well.
It looks like old Mystic Matt's market predictions were right once again. For all of June, I was screaming it from the mountaintops that July was going to be absurdly bullish and just basically snapping necks, cashing checks, and that's exactly what happened. As I'm filming this right now on Thursday, July the 31st, we once again hit another new all-time high, and that's exciting. I hope you're making a lot of money. In fact, I hope you're making a metric buttload of money. In this video, I think it's wise to take a look at everything that's going on and maybe update our current bias on the situation, because a lot of things have changed, and in all reality, I'm expecting the markets to have a very different tone, a very different trend as early as tomorrow to kick off a new month. So I very much hope you're watching this video in time. And hey, if you like these type of market breakdowns, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your grandma. And with that being said, let's rock. Now, to be clear, I don't really want this video to serve as a major warning, but in a certain sense it kind of is, and I'll explain the way I'm personally attacking it at the end of the video. But first, I want to get through all the things I'm personally considering so you have an idea of how I came up with my solution and how I will be attacking the market myself. So coming into the final day of the month, things were a little bit weird because we had some negative news from Jerome Powell and the Fed and the lack of a rate cut, but then right after that, we got some really positive news related to earnings. Let me explain. The 2 months that will test whether the Fed called the economy right, Fed Chair Powell keeps his options wide open for September meeting, promising little while ruling out nothing. So not even 12 hours ago, we had the results of the FOMC meeting, and of course we didn't get the rate cut. That was well known. That was already priced in the market. That's exactly what the market was betting on. But what the market wasn't betting on is the fact that he really seemingly didn't even care about a rate cut in September, and that's exactly why in the market close on Wednesday, we had a bit of a sell-off, and more in layman's terms, markets see dwindling odds of a September interest rate cut from the Fed. So it's because of exactly that we even tracked it in real time on the stream. Large players were selling, and to no one's surprise at all, Trump was not happy. Right here, calling Jerome Too Powell too angry, too stupid, and too political. I guess that, also a total loser. I forgot to add that one in. So right there, Trump not happy. But if you check the market, even a couple hours after that, he was probably very happy. S&P 500 and NASDAQ hit a record highs off big gains from Meta and Microsoft. They destroyed earnings. Meta and Microsoft were higher on strong earnings as AI spending booms. Everyone keeps calling it a bubble. And hey, maybe eventually it'll prove to be that. But right now, if it is a bubble, it keeps growing. And if it's not a bubble, it just proves how impressive this technology is. Meta seizes its moment to spend aggressively in the AI race. What a smart move from that team to switch from exploring the metaverse with the Reality Labs to get into the world of AI. Microsoft hits 4 trillion market cap after earnings beat. This is the second company, the first one was Nvidia, to ever hit 4 trillion in market cap. Right now in real time, Meta is still up around 11.5%, trading around 775. Microsoft was up closer to 10, giving some back, still up 4% on the day. And obviously, when you have two of the biggest stocks in the entire market ripping, it's no surprise that the overall market, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, both notched new records to conclude the month. So that's pretty much the skinny on where we've been, but overall the TLDR is new high, and even when things look a little bit questionable, we kind of get saved. And please keep that in mind, because now the big question is, where in the world are we going? Well, tomorrow we are kicking off a new month, and it's the end of the week. It's the first Friday of a new month, so we're going to be getting some of these unemployment numbers. They are coming out before the market opens tomorrow. Very important to pay attention to. Also, some manufacturing numbers. These are the types of reports that in the short term can have a big impact on the market, but in more the medium term, we know that the Fed and all those voting FOMC members are going to be taking these into account, so definitely pay attention to that. But arguably even more important than that is what in the world is going on with this trade war. With Trump tariff deadline 1 day away, August 1st, U.S. economy's wholesalers, distributors fear the worst and plan for price increases. So right now, I am filming this the day before this deadline, and I'm putting that in quotes because every time we've had a deadline, the can gets kicked down the road and then the market pops anyway. But who knows? Maybe this time Trump isn't going to taco out and all of a sudden it's going to be serious, and that could be the turning point in the market if this does not get resolved. I should add that some of it is seemingly getting resolved. Trump extends Mexico's 25% tariffs for 90 days as talks continue, but on the other side, things are taking a turn turned for the worse in our trade deal with India. So some good news, some bad news. I just want to call it out because as we were going into the month of July where everything was hunky-dory, all of a sudden we see certain things where not as good as we want it to be. And also, please don't forget, we are in the heat of earnings season. As I'm filming this, after the market closes today, we will be hearing from Apple, Amazon, Strategy, aka MicroStrategy, Coinbase, Reddit, Riot, Cloudflare, and Roku. And then tomorrow morning, we hear from big energy players, ExxonMobil and Chevron. And this is going to continue into next week where we will still be getting even more and more earnings. Here's what I'm trying to pitch to all of you. Folks, you need to know that we've been ripping. Seasonally, things were bullish. We got a lot of good news. The options market showed it. The big players showed it. July was very easy and evident to call out to the upside. I'm here saying that the trend might continue, but for this bullish trend to continue, not only will we have to see a lights out earnings, Apple cannot miss, Amazon cannot miss, Coinbase is a little bit smaller, but think of all those high flying stocks. They need to hit for this party to continue. And on top of that, all those macroeconomic data drops, such as the unemployment and manufacturing, they also have to be good. This is not as easy as a setup as July was. Of course, this bullish trend can continue, but you want to see strong earnings and you want to see strong data reports. All of a sudden, if things start to falter, do not be surprised if the big players start to take some of the money off the table because they're already up so much, all of a sudden leading us into kind of a messy August. So is this a warning, a doomsday call out of we have to go bearish? No, but there is a situation in which we put the high in and we take some sort of breather if we don't have lights out earnings and lights out data drops. So please pay attention to those. And just one final thing to lead you with, I do want to let you know, if you're watching this in time, maybe you're paying attention to the earnings of Apple, Coinbase, that type of stuff, seasonality in terms of the past 27 years worth of data to kick off the month of August right here, Friday, August the 1st. The Bulls only won this day 1/3 of the times, as in the Bears win it 2/3 of the time. And this is the hypothetical equity curve you would have. So if you're a day trader, if you're planning on swinging overnight, here's definitely a little bit of your bearish warning. Obviously, this is not the end all be all. I'm just telling you how things have played out historically. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. What are you paying attention to? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? And what is your favorite play right now? That's what I have for you now. I'll catch you in the next one.